to me and he asked me to clarify whether what I really wanted was for him to cause my uncle to die. I replied the affirmative. No longer did I want my uncle to live. He pulled out his dagger, shoved it into his neck, and then he killed him. There are bigger fish to fry than family loyalty. Sword hand may be blood, but he means nothing more to me. I would go to any length to get Krill his belt of giant strength. The adventure continues.
This, I point at Loriga. This isn't a loss. This is the man who has given us the financial means to buy a belt of hill giant strength.
Yes!
For Quinch.
Yes!
For Quinch.
Yeah! What? What? What do you mean?
We've got a shitload of money, and there's going to be loads more stuff in this house.
He looks at you and sort of is a bit confused by your comments because, you know, as far as he knows or as far as he heard, you know, this was your uncle and you killed him and stuff, or Krill did. And he's like, oh, well, you know, if that's what you say, but you know, I heard about the rest of your family. I heard about your sister, and you know, I heard what he said about your dad.
That's a good question, actually. Are you going to kill your dad as well, just to kill your whole family off?
Thought I'd let you do that. No, and that's I don't know what we do about that. I'll be honest with you. That's and I did think about that before it was a very much it's what my character would do. I went into the Dark Dweezil, kill him
definitely, and
then but this is the house that is the Lord Protector of Neverwinter. He's not. I mean, we're not gonna, you know, sober him up, dress him up as a whatever it is that we dressed up the guy in.
Gonna show him Helm.
Witness, yeah. We're not going
to
sobering up and install him as the Lord Protector.
This guy's been pounding Fey mushrooms for weeks with no remorse. Like he's riddled.
It's not the only thing he's been pounding.
I was going to say, there's a lot of pounding going on in that house.
Laura Mendel says, look, I appreciate this is a bit of a tangent, but while I was knocked out, I had a bit of time to think about things.
Let's install him as the Lord Protector. Sorry,
I was thinking that, you know, you guys, it's almost fate that you came here again. You know, I left Nightstone never expecting to see anyone that I knew ever again, and you guys just came here out of nowhere, and I think you came to me at the time to save me. You know, you saw me yesterday. You've seen me the last couple of days. I'm not the honourable man that I was when you first met me back in Nightstone. And with the information you've given me, I think I need to get back there. I think I need to go home because there's people I love back there, and I need them to know that I'm still alive and that I need to get their forgiveness for not coming and saving them.
No, I understand that. We take my dad with you.
I think you've read my mind, Dweezil. And he sort of just points and he goes, I found one of these on one of the guards. And he sort of lifts up a rapier and he goes, I found one of these and it feels good to have a sword in my hand again. And I saw that there was some armour. With your permission, I'd like to take your dad back to Nightstone. They're good people. We'll look after him. We'll get him healthy. We'll get him fit. And when you're done doing whatever you've got to do, he'll be ready to see you and you'll be ready to meet him properly.
I think that's a perfect solution, Mendel.
Let me be a good man again.
Yeah. You like that rapier, or how would you feel about? I'm gonna carefully tip the bag of holding out. I'm gonna pull a scimitar out. How would you like this?
That looks good.
I'm gonna give Mendel a +1 scimitar.
Ooh, saucy metal.
And I'm also going to give Mendel 100 gold pieces to help him get back there.
Mendel sort of sees like he sort of you pass him over to the scimitar and he sort of holds it in his hand. He sort of like just swishes it in the air and he sort of looks back down the rapier and he sort of just throws it almost like absent-mindedly onto the ground. Like, no, this is the one for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then he takes the 100 gold pieces and he's, guys, you don't know. You've saved me these last couple of days. You guys and myself didn't get off on the best foot back in Nightstone.
That's funny because of your foot.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that I'll be honest, that wound's still a bit seepy.
Oh, seepy.
But
Krill says, Mendel, here, take this as well. And he hands him a further 20 gold pieces and he says, it's
a VAT.
It's for the kids. Set up like a college fund or something.
It's weird.
Can I ask Mendel how he is at dual wielding?
We're just giving him bear shit.
I'll be honest, I've never really tried.
Because I also have a scimitar +1 that I have absolutely no use for.
Oh, and he sort of takes that and he's like, you know what? I could probably do double damage with this. I could hit one and then hit another, and you can sort of see him just sort of like almost living out a fantasy that he's had all his life, and he's like, yeah,
Mendel.
I think this'll do.
Mendel.
What are you giving me, Quinch?
This is the treasured vest of many pockets. I have placed a tooth of luck in each pocket.
Oh, is it? Will it bring me any real luck? Or?
Are you a lucky person?
He looks down at his ankle and goes, no.
Well, it won't do any harm.
Do we have anything else we don't need before he leaves?
And he puts the jacket on, and it's sort of just like half a size too small for him. Like, so he's just sort of like bringing his shoulders back slightly, and he's like, This is Kraken. And he sort of like sheathes both.
Don't say Kraken to Quinch.
Checking. Yeah, that's. I promise you. And he turns back to his. I promise you. He's like, I will do everything I can to protect him. It's a long journey down to Nightstone from here, but I promise you, anyone wants to harm him, they have to kill me first. I mean, looks down his ankles, goes, might not be as hard as it used to be, but I will fight tooth and nail to protect your dad.
Is that Greg behind you?
Is it Greg?
No, he's still eating food.
Oh, sorry.
Currently,
the shadows on the wall. Sorry.
He's currently tucking into either a pan-seared salmon with lemon butter sauce or roasted cauliflower steak with chimichurri sauce.
Oh, we're going to go for... Let's go for the cauliflower. Let's do it.
Yeah. I've warmed to cauliflower massively in the last 12 months.
That's because you're fucking weird, but we won't go into that.
It's a shame Dweezil's not in the kitchen there. Instead, he's killing his uncle and giving away hundreds of gold pieces. He says, okay, it's still early in the day. I think this is like morning time. And he says, if you're happy for me to do so, I'll gather up your dad and we'll go now. The sooner we're off, the sooner we'll be down there. Do you want to say anything to him before you go?
Do you know what? I don't think I do, Mendel.
Oh,
I don't.
You know,
I don't. I do recognise that man. In one way, in the other way, I'm like, how am I his son? Because I still think this is for weeing out of. But I don't like it. So
okay, I will. I'll make sure that on the road, I do my best to
on road
to talk to him about you and big you up before he sees you. I'll make sure that he's got an unachievable high standard of what his son's going to be like that you will never live up to.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah.
Okay, and he sort of comes around the room and he sort of gives you all like a handshake and like claps you on the back and says, "I hope, unlike the last time I saw you, I genuinely hope I see you all again down in Nightstone. Look after yourselves. Mendel out."
Just before he goes, dab off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you want to give him the flag? That might be nice. Or do you want to keep it?
It's only right it goes back to its
I think
rightful
so. Yeah,
home.
I think so.
Yeah, I'll give him the Nandar flag.
It's like the Elgin marbles, isn't it? Dab off's the British Museum.
Oh no, I'm giving it back. Yeah.
Just challenging yourself to go back there and get it. Okay, and so you hand that over to him, and he looks at it, and he sort of, without unfurling it, he sort of almost recognises like the colours, and he sees sort of like a bit of the crest and stuff, and he says, "Oh yeah, I remember you taking this. Thanks, wee lad." And
It's all right.
He's patronising, and he turns around and he sort of walks off, and you see him heading towards the room of sex.
Hey, Mendel.
I've tried to leave 3 times now. But you keep bringing me back. What now?
I was just gonna say, I think we'll see you again.
Okay.
What is he doing?
I'll see you later. And this time he leaves the room.
I don't have anything else to say to him.
Lads, now that's over, we're all actually covered in blood, and I think it would be good if we found somewhere to clean up, like a kitchen or a bathroom.
A kitchen.
Where's
To clean up in the kitchen.
Where's Greg?
Yeah, Greg. Davov, you're good with locks, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Would you like to come and have a look at some locks with me? I don't think it's the same kind of lock that the fellow was talking about. Oh, I wasn't there for that, was I? No. Oh no, I wasn't there for
No.
discussion about
No.
locks.
No, that was just Quinch. That was all for Quinch.
I've got a lock that you will absolutely love.
Wow.
All right.
And Dabov and Krill
Okay.
just skip off like really excitedly down the corridor.
Okay, you guys head off in the direction of where Krill saw the treasure. Dweezil, Quinch, are you staying in this room? Are you going somewhere else?
I don't think. Let's just have a little look around this room, see if there's any stuff. Should we
Yeah,
all just
help him.
let's loot. No, I mean, not loot the body. I won't touch
No,
his
it's
the
not-
body, but
it's-
let's loot his office.
Yeah, it's not like
Yeah.
that. It's yeah.
Yeah,
No.
bit fine to kill your uncle. Just weird to
it's just-
Claim the inheritance.
yeah, literally. Okay, you look around this room. First and foremost, you're going to have a look on the desk.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Okay. You look through and it's all boring political stuff. You see some political plans laying on the desk, mostly revolving around increases of taxes.
Oh,
You can see that there's a plan here to increase the tax of nobility in particular.
Oh,
Despite some of his worst of flaws, Loriga was very keen on taxing the rich to help the poor.
oh.
So that's what you've done. You've possibly put the poor in a worse position.
Oh.
Can you
Well,
roll me
no, I
in-
mean Krill did that.
Yeah, exactly. The Tory
Yeah,
of the party did that.
Wow.
Wait,
fuck.
sorry, what did I do?
yeah. Loriga was a socialist, and you killed him.
We've just found political documents that say about increases in tax for nobles to give it to the poor folk.
You carry on. You carry on looking though. A more thorough check, and you see there's some documents that talks about how to, obviously you saw lots of people dissenting against Loriga and talking about him. Neverwinter deserves better.
Yeah.
You see some plans to try and bring around the dissenters. mainly revolving around murder of particularly troublesome nobles, bribes, and also a rather weird one, which talks about the use of potentially using a bard for almost like PR to try and sort of like oppose the street word against him.
Is there a name? Is there a name of the bard?
No specific bard
I think
mentioned,
it's,
just the
Catamunda
potential use.
KDP.
Yeah. As you're looking around the desk, you find that there's a drawer. Opening the drawer, you find some various letters, none of which are particularly important, but you do find one which is from someone called the Snail, talking about the location of someone known to Loriga. But there's no mention, and there's also the mention of a woman who has recently died, but no names are used, which obviously you now know what that is.
Any return address?
No, none.
How was this delivered?
You can't see the envelope. There's just a
Right.
letter.
Okay, I'll take that.
Bearing in mind, you know that they were connected in some way. They probably would have used some sort of, and bearing in mind the Snail is off the Centaurum, possibly some way of doing it. As you're looking around the room, there's obviously, like I say, there's some various fine furniture and stuff around. There's a few knickknacks around the walls, but nothing of any particular interest. There is a door off to the east of the room, if you wish to go through there.
Yeah, I'll have a little look.
Okay, you go to the room. It's the door's unlocked. You open it, and what appears to be something between a library and a library and sort of a trophy room, not massively dissimilar to what you would have seen in Lord Bong Rickinson's house.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots and lots of books here, but then there's a few sort of cabinets, and there's things up on the wall. This appears to be like a personal library / trophy room. Yes, sorry, Rich.
Is there any books in the Love of Dogs series here?
Do me a investigation, please.
Investigation.
Both of you. Are you going in there, Dweezil?
Yeah.
You give me. Can you give me an investigation at advantage, please?
Oh yeah.
I got a 19.
19. Okay. You're looking through the books. You find quite a few. There's books on the history of Neverwinter and the Sword Coast in general. There's lots of nature, hunting, politics, arcana, and some fiction. You find. You don't find anything on the Love of Dogs, but you do find one book which just says Alagondor across it, and having heard that name a few times, it sort of piques your interest. Do you want to have a look at it?
Yeah, my Alagondor do want some, unless you've got buns, son.
Okay,
So
lovely. Yeah. There's no great detail on the front of it. This seems to be it's quite a large tome, but it doesn't seem to be. It's almost like a journal. It's almost like something it's a work in progress rather than it being something that's fully written. You start flicking through it, and you go to the last page, and the last name that you can see inscribed in it is Rufflecopter's name. And there's various bits and pieces about him talking about his claim to the throne, and drawing from other information within the book. And this appears to be, like I say, it appears to be a fairly detailed history of the Alagondor bloodline. Some recent notes about Rufflecopter and various other people that have come forward and whether or not they're legitimate. With Rufflecopter in particular, you have a look, and it appears that there was an illicit affair between his great grandfather and one of that person's staff. So you get the sense that Rufflecopter had a legitimate claim on the throne, but unfortunately for his sake, he will never sit upon it. Dweezil, what did you get?
9.
9. Okay, with advantage.
Yeah. I got a natural 1 and an 8.
Incredible. You look around the rest of the things. To be honest, most of it is just stuff that doesn't particularly. There's some shields, there's some maps and stuff like that. But what I will say is, even with a 9, one thing that does draw your attention is upon the wall is various, not all together necessarily, but you see the occasional instrument across upon the wall. But one does sort of almost call out to you, and you have a look at it. and it's a drum.
Ooh.
Do you want to take it down?
Mm.
Okay. You look at this, and it doesn't look particularly fancy by any means. You sort of almost doesn't seem like it's something that you would put up on a wall as a keepsake or anything by any means. But as you lift it off, it's quite hefty.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite sturdy. Definitely feels like it's reinforced, which is quite unfamiliar. It's not like your usual drums. Almost as a musical man, you probably think that probably acoustically is not going to work. You give it a tap, and it's got a bit of a dull sound to it. You think, this is weird. What's this all about? But yeah, it just, you now have this drum.
I'll take that because I like a drum.
You do like a drum.
Mm.
Okay. That's all the pair of you find in that room in particular. Let's move over to Greg. Let's see what
Quinch does grab the Arcana book, and Quinch wonders to himself, I wonder if this will help me to better understand my Storm Duster and perhaps learn its secrets that it has.
You look at it and it's called Arcana Blaster, and it's a tactical. It's basically a tactical Arcana book. It sort of teaches people how to use arcane items and arcane magic within battle scenarios to better improve their chances of winning.
Yeah, I'll leave that. It doesn't sound interesting.
No, I don't think so.
No. Yeah, he'll take that. That's weirdly perfect, actually. The blurb is.
Greg, this Kenku suddenly just plates up in front of you 2 dishes. One being a grilled ribeye steak with red wine sauce, the other being a grilled portobello mushroom steak.
Well, I've already had a portobello mushroom when I had my Caesar salad, so it's got to be the standard steak.
Tell me how good it is. Roll for me.
Okay, well, I've asked for it to be rare, and they've delivered possibly one of the best steaks I've ever had, so
beautiful.
It's absolutely exquisite. These chefs, apart from the starter, they're definitely pulling it back.
Nice. Krill, Krill and Dabov, you make your way to the south of the building, as you get past, essentially you get past the... So first and foremost, it's worth noting that there is obviously a room full of dead people that you can search if you wish to. Alternatively, if you go past those to go to the treasure that you were looking for, you pass the kitchen and you can see this halfling and Kenku still hurrying around cooking this meal for this one sorcerer who is reviewing their food as it's being served up to them.
Dabov is going to stop off at the dining room and just grab some food off the table and just.
Can we Benny Hilda searches of the people in there, or is it a bit more complicated than that?
No, I can do that for you. I won't necessarily tell you what some of the stuff that you got, but I will tell you, or I won't tell you the detail of some of the stuff you got. But I will tell you that there are certain things that are of more interest than others. I mean, obviously, you look around the guards. There's lots of rapiers and things like that, and some armor which don't seem particularly interesting. Obviously, you already have the glaive from Rocky.
Yeah.
Give me a second to find all this stuff for you.
Dweezil, I picked up this book. Can you tell me who the author is? I can't read it.
Yeah. Who's the author, Nathan?
Oh, you can make it up if you want.
It is trying to think of an amusing answer. It's G. Wallows.
Okay, nice.
Is that J-E-E?
Yeah.
Okay.
J.R. Hartley.
Right, okay, so you look around the dining room. You look around the dining room and you search through the various bodies. Chadlade, you find nothing of main... The only things of interest you find on him are a couple of potions. A deep blue potion, both of them. On Anastasia, you find a couple of very interesting looking slippers, for want of a better word. You obviously got the glaive, and then amongst them all, you find another 200 gold pieces worth of coins on the various guards and individuals.
Okay. Oh, Davov, Greg would love a new pair of slippers.
Yeah, I reckon we should save them for him.
Yeah, they don't. I tried to fit them on, and they don't fit over my big toe.
I quite like the shoes I've got. They're quite fancy. Stole them from a rich man.
That seems to be how we've got all of our best items.
You decide what you want to keep and what you don't want to keep there, and then we'll deal with that another day.
Cool.
You carry on moving down. You see the kitchen scene. You go into the room. Just to remind you, you saw some stored furniture here. You saw various crates, which you open. There's nothing of real interest in here. Some pictures and artwork and things like that. Nothing that particularly grabs your fancy. There's some crates of wine. Again, you're more welcome to take.
I'm sort of just directing Dabov straight to this one chest that I know was a strike. Dabov, this is the one. Look at that lock. Isn't that a beautiful lock? I reckon you could.
Christ, that is a beautiful lock. With comedically large turkey leg in one hand that he got from the dining room, like Henry VIII proportion turkey leg. I'm going to pick the lock with my other hand.
Okay, then give me a sleight of hand, please.
Sleight of hand. That is 21.
That's enough to succeed. You ignored, admittedly, you probably forgot from 2 weeks ago, you ignored the key that you found on Chadelaide some time ago.
Oh, yeah. Once I've picked the lock, can I relock it just like loose if it's a padlock and then try it with the key, just for my own knowledge?
Okay, fine. You do that. You sort of click it shut, it sort of automatically clicks locked, and then you try the key, and yeah, it works. Click, it opens.
Nice. Well, I got some practice in.
Exactly. You open this up, and at first, all you see is lots of like crushed velvet and what am I thinking of? Just lots of like bags of things. You lift one out, and as you lift it out, you hear like a bit of like clinking inside. Looking inside, there seems to be quite a lot of gold coins. Between you and Krill, you start taking these out. You open up one bag of coins, you pour it out, and you reckon there's probably 100 gold coins in this one little purse. You get out a second one, count that out, probably another 100 gold coins in there. Over the next few minutes, you and Krill remove as many of these bags as possible and count them out, and you reckon, at best estimate, you just landed upon 15,000 gold pieces.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Wow. I'm going to suggest that as this whole house is kind of significant to Dweezil, I feel we should run any loot by him. In case there's any.
Fucking hell, yes. Okay.
Just in case there's anything significant, like family heirlooms.
Yeah, of course. Sure. I'm sure he's very attached to each one of these individual gold pieces. I'm sure they're really sentimental to him. Yeah, we'll definitely we'll definitely do that. And we said, and we counted, and there was 1,500 gold pieces. That's right, 1,500 gold pieces was what we found that we'll be running by Dweezil.
How much can I sleight of hand into my own pockets before Krill notices?
not 13,500.
I was going to say 13,500.
No. Do you know what? You're right. We will let him decide how much of this I can spend on a.
I reckon he'll treat this 13,000 gold pieces with the respect it deserves. And
he'll absolutely treat this 11,000 gold pieces with the respect it deserves.
10 minutes later, guys, we found one gold piece.
Yeah, spend it
guys,
wisely.
we owe the house 13,000.
Actually, yeah, I am going to suggest to Krill that we keep 1,000 each, and then the 13 goes to the kitty.
The pot, yeah. That's cool. Little fist bump.
They've been together 2 minutes.
Well, those Tories do spread.
Logistically, this was all in a. This is basically a full chest worth of things. How you are able to carry that amount of money will be up to you to decide the logistics behind that. But that's not for now. You don't have to think about that right this second. But bearing in mind, this is not just, you're not going to drag this behind you. It's going to be quite heavy to do so. I mean, you might want to think about the bag of holding or various other options.
Oh, if only we'd constructed the Trolls Royce.
If only. Okay.
It's a good thing we have 15,000 horses to go over our 15,000 gold pieces.
Back with the other two. I don't know if you want to look. I mean, I'm happy to suggest that between you all search through the house.
Yeah.
Rather than doing this one by one. You don't find a ton of much more interesting items. When you get to Logger's bedroom, you again find some more ornate furniture and various things in that. But you also find a number of rings and pendants and jewellery totaling, you reckon, in the region of 750 gold pieces. And that is probably the last thing of any real interest that you guys find in here. Let me just double check. The only thing, so they're the only items that you find. They're the only items you find that are of any particular interest to you. The one last thing that you do find is there's a room down to the south of the house, literally to the back of the treasury room, if we'll call it that. That you go in, and there's a guard in there who clearly hasn't been given the message of, he's been fired essentially. And you go in there, and he sort of looks a bit confused and almost goes to attack you, and you sort of explain to him, and he almost he just believes you and sort of like runs off to try and find out what's going on. And you search around this room, and you find after a while you manage to find a trapdoor essentially, or a door leading downstairs. And this guy was obviously guarding it. And you go down there, and you find a number of bodies down there, which, putting two and two together, you suspect is possibly some of the Alagondors that Loriga dealt with. And that is you searching through the house. That is the entirety of the house of which you find. With that... Oh, sorry, go on. You going to say something, Carl?
Oh, no, I was just going to say, obviously, have we regrouped for this search?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll have handed over the 13,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, add that to Stuart's inventory.
I'll put that.
Hi, Greg.
Oh, hello. I got to say, this is probably one of our best little mission soirees we've been on. It's very fulfilling.
Yes, I think you've got some food, like sort of juice or gravy on your lip there.
No, that's saving it for later there, my darling.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yes, I should have realised.
You have all regrouped. Is there anything you wish to do in this house or do with this house? Do you want to burn it down? After a search through, you're fairly confident that by now you're probably the only people left in it. The guards have gone. The orgy room has been cleared out.
What was Stuart's uncle wearing?
What was he wearing? In terms of what, just clothing? Or...
Yeah, what sort of outfit was he wearing?
Should we call him Dweezil's uncle rather than Stuart's uncle?
Oh, yeah, sorry, Dweezil's uncle.
Yeah.
Dwuncle.
Yeah.
He was wearing a fine. He was wearing like a deep red tunic, over which he had like a sort of half robe, and then some tight-fitting breeches.
Devil's going to take the sort of. Did you say like a tunic?
I'm sure this is all covered in blood now, right?
Yeah, they can wash out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still wet.
Hasn't like proper settled in. Yeah, Devil's going to take that, and then with plans to wash it later. Like, just have a bit of a glow up, I reckon.
Okay. Anything else you wish to do?
Well, I hate to be the one to point out the obvious here, but what do you reckon is going to actually happen to the local government and, who's going to be put in place? Do you think we should sort that out, or is that out of our remit?
We've got bigger fish to fry. We've had this conversation before, Greg and Mel. Whilst we had this in Yartar, we need to. We've got to save the world, mate.
Yes, I feel that's true, but also at the same time, I feel every place we're going to go, we're going to ruin the local economy by doing this.
Well, just burn the building to the ground and let the ashes fall where they lie.
You do have connections to the Harpers, who you can relay the information to.
We got here through a Harper's Circle, didn't we?
Yeah.
So we can.
Which you're going to be going back to, I would imagine, anyway, to get back to Mirabar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's relate it to the Harpers.
So we can put on to its wife.
Mm-hmm.
Then pass it on. Let the Harpers influence things.
You leaving the house then?
Yeah, I don't think we should burn it down though.
Just have
You
it
sure?
at this point.
Yeah, I don't.
Nah, we won't.
Quinch, put it down. Okay, you saunter off to the north house to get to the front door. You leave the house, presumably with the intention of heading back towards the teleportation circle to meet up with the Harpers, perhaps relay the information of what happened here today. Travel back to Mirabar, meet Harshnag, and hopefully head to the north.
Well, we still have, we've got the glaive, right? But we don't really know what its function
At the moment,
is. Do we need to go back to Xanathar's first, or?
Well, it's up to you if you wish to do that. I don't think that was necessarily the intention. I think he was allowing you to keep it. It was just he wanted to track down his son in particular.
Yeah.
So maybe we should send word at least.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe perhaps through the Harpers.
Yeah.
Use them as our own personal message service.
You head towards. You head back into the centre of Neverwinter. There's a lot of people thronging around the city. I don't think thronging the adjective, but there you go. There's lots of people around, and you make your way to the teleportation circle. And two things happen. Firstly, we finish chapter 3.
Wow.
Secondly, for the first time in 2 years, you guys can level up.
Oh,
Wow.
What an exceptional episode of Dice and Desire that was. I can't decide if my favourite part was when Quinch said the inappropriate thing, Dweezil scolded them all for being silly billies, or Greg just didn't know what was going on. Great stuff. Anyway, thanks for listening, and if you've enjoyed this, why don't you come and find us on social media, where you can interact with us on a daily basis and share some of your favourite parts. Or you can tell some friends and family, hopefully they listen, and that will help our visibility and even more people will find us. Or, finally, if you have any spare change that Krill doesn't know about, and you want to support us financially, no pressure, then why don't you head on over to Ko-fi and you can do just that. Right, I'm off. But, like Daboff, I will see you in a few days, whether you like it or not. Ciao!
Oh, there, sailor. Yes, I'm talking to you. Do you yearn for high seas adventure and piratical mayhem at the roll of a D20?
Yes, I'll just toss you your shirt.
Very sassy.
No, I drink beer and I fart in my sleep.
Now that I got your attention with sex, here I have to say,
welcome to my pub, the Wizard's Sleeve.
It's still a cow that I'm gonna get in a bag. Do you know how big a cow is?
Don't put gold in your ass. That's not the catchphrase we were looking for.
It is one that we often use at this group,
Enough
though.
about where you keep your secret stuff.
It's not in my anus. Stop it.
Then sign your name in blood. Join the Rovers and your crew on their adventures every Wednesday, wherever you find podcasts.